Dylan Dionizio, and Braden Hache, the captain. Spitfires with Abraham.
Down the ice. Oak out to play it.
Both teams looking to change it now while they can. Dionizio hounded in deep by the Spitfires. Ridden to the boards by Jugend, one of the players he was traded for. Outlet off the skate of Owen Beck, and in they come. Josh Bloom first on the puck, in behind the net. This will be a tough line to play with Beck, Misa, and Bloom. Actually, let's give 4 lines to Saginaw. Well-built team with eyes on that Memorial Cup. There's a Donoso right pad save. And the Spitfires will clear. Heads up there, Spellacy. Coming across, he almost ran his own player over, and Parekh going to get involved in that. And Nesbitt and Parekh will exchange pleasantries. Zayne Parekh will get a penalty here. Minute 28 in, the Spitfires will go to the power play.
Well, this is always an interesting area when you make some deals at the deadline, especially the magnitude of the seg.
I wonder what that's all about.
Yeah, that's not like someone's wearing 35.
No, not sure.
35 would be open if you elected to choose. Must be something behind that jersey selection for sure.
Well, we should have asked. Pasquale Zito popped into the booth here just prior to the game. Pasquale not in the lineup tonight. Said he'll be ready for Saturday. Was 91 when he broke in with the Spitfires. He'll wear number 73 coming up Saturday. Off the side of the net. Back to the point. Donovan. There's Abraham watching his man. Feeds it back to the point. There's one kicked away in front again by Donoso. Second shot in on goal. He didn't see that one at all. Woodall down low. Sema stuffs it into the front of the net. Poked away. Spitfires. It's Greentree. Connor Toms. Pass up to Jugend. Jugend going to lead for Greentree. Greentree trying to bust in. He can't get much further than that. And now Parekh will carry the mail up over the line. He leads his team in scoring. Off into the wing for Mangoni. His pass blocks.
50 points on the season for Zayne Parekh.
Over the line, leaves for Owen Beck. Beck overskates it, has the stick lifted. Back down the wall, it's Christopoulos. Overage winger, 49 goals last year for the Spitfires. And he had the overtime winner on December 30th in Saginaw. Pair of goals in that game. Connor Walt. Last we saw him was scoring a game-winning goal, his first of the OHL. All smiles. Valentin Jugend, the former Spirit, takes his man to the end wall. Here's Parekh. Up the wall for Sema. Spitfires jump to keep it alive momentarily. And now that's Greentree poking away at it at the line. Jugend tries to get some skating room. Pinned up against the wall. Is going to move it along for Greentree, waiting for it's Abraham. Abraham bumped by Donovan. Worked ahead by Misa. Spitfires can't get a shot in on goal. We've played just about 8 minutes now. Misa left side's got some room. Misa swallowed up by Donoso. Here. And Roberto Mancini. There's Mangoni just sending one wide on the blocker side. Now a whole new crop of OAs with the Spitfires. Max Donoso. Jabril Toure and Pasquale Zito.
In some possible foreshadowing after the last home game, we caught it up here in the booth. A lot of fans had lectured to the building. The 3 overagers stayed and took a picture on the ice together, and we both commented, hey, Chris, on do they know something? Do they have a feeling? Do they know what's up?
Giroux as well, Zachary Giroux from Flint in that game. And I asked him about being an overager, and he said, well, we'll see how the next few days, weeks, months go. And he kind of stumbled over his words, and he ended up back home. Good for him at Sudbury. Here's a chance for Gervais, another former Windsor Junior Spitfire, trying to tuck one underneath the bar. But he'll get to finish his OHL career with the Wolves. It's always nice to see when those guys get to go back home. 2 now for the Spitfires and over the line. Here's Colton Smith. Smith slides it to the far side. Couldn't get much on it. The shot brought down there for the Spitfires, and it's underneath the mess of...
Down the center ice for the Saginaw Spirit now. Owen Beck, Matthias Shapovalov, Hunter Haight, and Ethan A. All drafted players to the National Hockey League. All players with a lot of experience in the Ontario Hockey League.
There's a shot, scores, rattles around, gets over the shoulder of Donoso. And the Saginaw Spirit will break the goose egg. It's 1-0. Looks like that might have been off the stick of Zayne Parekh. Why wouldn't it be? He's always involved for Saginaw.
Well, Parekh picks this puck up and comes right to the middle of the ice and then has his head up with some traffic going to the net and snaps that thing high over the blocker. Well, it's always something you want to show your new teammates that you're here to battle and compete for them, and the easiest way to do that is to get into some little bit of scrums or some fisticuffs with your old teammates to show where your loyalty stands with your new team.
Puck comes around on the near side. Donovan gives it right to Jugan. Centering, stopped by Oak. Loose in front. Spitfires can't score. Oak gets a piece on the rebound. Abraham right on the doorstep.
Oh, what a save by Oak in the Saginaw net. Had not been tested until just a few seconds ago on that first shot by Morneau, and then he's got to make a grade A save right there on Ryan Abraham in tight. Excellent feed by Zugan.
Christopoulos looking to the front of that. It's going to turn center right on the doorstep. It's underneath Donoso. Hay in there digging around, and there's a crowd. Ethan Hay right in the middle of it. Youth with Flint, and that was his rookie season. He was a tough kid to play against. A little more meat on his bones now, and a couple years older and NHL drafted. He's
and look who he's drafted by too. Tampa Bay. They have made some excellent acquisitions in late round picks. He's their 7th rounder, 211th overall. But there's certain teams that you look at when they draft. Begins back in November, and conversations start. But man, does it ever ramp up this past week? And you saw almost 40 deals made since the turn of the calendar. Well over 20 the last couple days. And things move quick, so it's a time for general managers today now after 12 noon to exhale.
What were the number of hits on the Ontario Hockey League website this week? I know I refreshed a number of times throughout Monday and Tuesday. Waiting for it's Woodall. He'll play it on the backhand. Keep it alive down the wall. Waiting for it Nesbitt. Gives a bump on Parekh. Sent around. Settled down by Davis. There's Woodall. Shot right on Oak. Kicks it to the corner. Morneau to it first. His pass back to the point. This is the target.
And they waste no time in evening the score here at 2 after the Shapovalov shorthanded marker for the Spirit.
Donovan gains the line. It's going to drop for Castle. Aiden Castle trying to work it back to the middle. Kept in. Parekh tries to walk his man. Jugan works it ahead. It's Greentree on a break. Stopped by Oak. Liam Greentree. Gervais in the corner. Connor Toms ties him up. Spitfires going with 7 D-men tonight.
Half his minutes you think he might be on left wing.
That's not exactly sure where he's at. Parekh. Back to Donovan. Donovan. His shot. Donoso doesn't see it, but plays it off the shoulder. Zayne Parekh for Donovan. Jorian, who also played in that Canadian junior team. There's a pass in front. Beauty pass to the former Windsor junior Spitfire, Sebastian Gervais, and it's 3-2. There's a chance right in, and moves right towards the goal. Sapa Valley. That was Dionisio, sorry, right to the goal. Sapa Valley back covering up defensively. Brother comes home with a bronze from Sweden. Sister in Switzerland trying to get her own medal. Zayne Parekh snaps it over top of the goal. I asked Owen Beck, I said, was there much talk or has there been any talk with you in Sapa Valley after a quarterfinal loss to the Czechs late in that one? And it was a quick no. We have not discussed it, so.
Not surprising.
Not surprising. Let's move on. Let's try to win here. There's Beck now. He's going to move it ahead, just down to the reach of Josh Bloom. Donoso out to play it. He'll bank that to the wall, and it'll finally get out. Woodall tries to move that. Spitfires offside. Jugan had jumped. And that's going to be a whistle. And officials quickly in there, as you know. Ryan Abraham always has a little something to say after the whistle. 18:16 to go. Thanks again to Bill Bowler, too, for talking to us in that first intermission. There's a couple angles, too. I wanted to ask about the coaching staff and the thoughts going forward with that, because we haven't had a chance to ask him, but really it took a while to get through all the trades.
He could keep the headset on all second period. You can keep asking him.
Yeah. What did he say when he was walking? 13 picks came in? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I can't. Well, I didn't hear, number one. And number two, I can't remember. I kind of lost count there. Is trying to watch everything happening around the league the last couple days.
And he said, no, the thought process of getting rid of all three.
I was in the Sioux and things started happening, and we were in a position to sell, unfortunately, and then Jake Carrick came to the Spitfires. Had no intention of trading Jake Carrot. Excellent overager player.
Donovan's going to move to the middle of the ice. Drops it off to the side of the goal. That one was sent in from an angle there by Sema off the outside.
And that was the year after the 2 Memorial Cups that they were going again for it. And I think the reason was there was 3 picks coming back. That'll be said in the Sioux. Geez, wow, wouldn't think we'd get that much. So certainly the same thing happening with 5 for Pierre.
Greentree, side of the net, tries to lift it over the goal, through his legs and over. I haven't seen that move. Off to the side now. Oak couldn't find it. It's finally going to be worked away. Up the wall for Jorian Donovan, who is the son of Sean Donovan. Played a lot of years with the Ottawa Senators. He was quite, though he could fly. Here's Colton Smith, his dad, the former coach of the Ottawa Senators. Up on the wing for Donovan. Dumps it in, former Hamilton. Saginaw has to delay to get that puck in. They'll dump it in. And the Spitfires will change. There's a net guard down right in the slot there. Abraham through the middle. Abraham's distance shot. That rattles off the glove of Oak and goes just wide. Josh Bloom waiting for it. Bloom's 3rd game since returning to the Ontario Hockey League. It's an overager. Drafted by Buffalo, traded to Vancouver back in 2023.
We had to look that up. And who went the other way?
Riley Stillman, Corey's son.
Former coach of the Sudbury Wolves, former Windsor Spitfire.
Lisa to the front of the net. Zanoso had to go off the stick of Eichler. Hunter Haight. Seen his ice time diminish, and that's only because of the strength. And you've got Hunter Haight as your 3rd line center. Not that we want to pump the tires of Saginaw all night, but man, they've certainly added some real strong, responsible depth down the middle. Sapovali, Owen Beck, Hunter Haight, Ethan Hay. There's a big hit. Spitfires get in on defenseman Donovan. Back to Woodall. Battle in front. Woodall sends it in on goal, and Oak battles to get a piece of that. That was Colton Smith doing some good work in front.
Ryan Abraham, the only former teammate that he's reuniting with here on the Spitfires in just a season and a half. That's wild.
Castle puts it into space. Here comes Willis. Backhander to Zanoso. Penalty coming. And
first power play with some discombobulation. We'll see what the Spirit can do here on their first opportunity.
Hunter Haight goes back door. Waiting for it was Beck. It goes back to Parekh. Beck's had just 1 skate with his team. Parekh will work it. Top of the slot. Haight back to Parekh. His shot scores. That's how it's done, boys. 4-2 Saginaw.
It plays. And the Spitfires go from trailing by 1. Doing a good job of staying close with this Memorial Cup host team to now trailing by 3.
Going back 2 points, his first 2 as a Spirit coming just 11 seconds apart. Shot right to the goal. There's one kicked away by Oak. Leary's bound, just goes sliding wide. Back to Walton, can't handle it, keep it in. He's just going to dump it back in towards the Saginaw zone. Haight and Beck on the power play goal. And Gervais to the late arriving Hay. He'll take a bump for Colton Smith. 3 more games this season between these 2 teams. In the 4 so far, Liam Greentree has 4 goals and 4 assists, 8 points. Dean Locust led the Spirit. He's been traded down to Mississauga. Gervais had gone to the net there. Spitfires clear him out. Hunter Haight came in with the next best point total, 5 of the 4 games played. The Spitfires have played Saginaw tough up into this 5th game in a 5-2 lead here. Windsor won October 21st, 5-2. And then a 3-1 win in Saginaw on Remembrance Day. That goal that was scored, what was it, 7 seconds left, Michael Misa? Remember Windsor had come back. Misa went down and banked it in off of the back of Joey Costanzo. And
just off of weird angles, he's going behind the net.
Misa takes that one, then Christopoulos scores in overtime just back in December 30th. Couple 1-goal games in there.
Well, it's not unlike the Spitfires London Knights rivalry. No matter where these teams are in the standings when they face each other, you're generally going to get a competitive hockey game. And We always talk about that when the London Knights are here in town. Same applies for the Saginaw Spirit.
Donovan curls back to the middle, poked off his stick. It's come out to center. Nesbitt watches him. Move to Aiden Castle, the former Spit on the wing, knocked down by Spellacy. Spellacy headmans it ahead for Abraham. He's got some ice. Abraham in on goal. Second opportunity, had it poked off the stick. Now back out to the middle. Toms misses wide. Loose puck goes back to the slot. Manconi will clear. Fire drill there in front of the net. Abraham and Haight to take the draw. Draw one by the Spirit. And Zayne Parekh scores. He's got the trick. Give him 4. And the Saginaw Spirit flexing some more muscle. 7-2 now.
And they have a dominant performance. So certainly what he's looking for tonight. Just under 2 periods of action with this new team on paper. And they look the part of a Mem Cup host for sure right now.
Jugan gets high stick. Looks like Sema got him on the pass, but he'll get to the puck first. Davis chases him. Just one defender out there now. This is one of the dangers of only playing with one defenseman in the power play. We'll see if they can get him to the bench. Bench is barking, trying to get Davis off the ice. He's not going to go. Willis now. And now they'll work that extra attacker on.
Well, a close call. Windsor almost called for too many men there as we had players jumping. Another danger when you got to know who's taking the forward.
Sema, fresh out of the box, going to push it through the neutral ice. Gains the line on the left side. Davis, it's Walton in the corner. Waiting for it, back to Parekh. Parekh's got 3. Off on the wing for Donovan. It's Hay down in the corner. Rims around, Parekh waits for it again. The hat trick for Zayne Parekh. Hash mark sends one wide of the goal. Missed the mark, Struthers, one hand on it. It's going to chop it out. Tough set.
Anyway, Spitfires will have a 5-minute major here to kill off, trailing 7-2 here in the third.
Saginaw is 1 for 1. They scored 13 seconds in. They put out a dangerous power play. Comes into this game 3rd overall in the league, and they've added to it already. Parekh, one of the best. Second amongst defensemen in point scoring. Joey Willis, left side. Gains the line. Willis wide. Woodall gets a stick on him. Comes for Mangoni. For Parekh, over to Beck. I wouldn't say this is the top unit. Mangoni's out in the ice, and they've also got Joey Willis down low. Beck works on the outside here now on the left wing. Far side, Parekh. Parekh's got 3 in the game. Back in behind the net for Beck. He's going to move it to Mangoni. He opens up some nice. Here's Parekh. His shot blocked by Cristoforo. Off the skate, it's going to be Cristoforo to find it. He's going to put it in open space for Spellacy. It's Haight back on it now. And Haight gains
this lead any more than they already have in the second period.
Draw one by the Spirit again. Joey Willis, high shot, Costanzo. Colton Smith banks a play out to center. Near side, it's Beck. Beck leaves for Willis. Willis, near side wall, works it down low. Back to Parekh. Watched by Smith. Parekh for Beck. Top of the circle. Eyes towards the goal, ramps off the stick there and up and out of play. 1:43 to go in the Eichler penalty. Draw one, straight back, comes all the way out in front of the Saginaw bench. Haight's going to leave for Parekh. Parekh surveys the scene, gets it ahead for Beck. Beck gains the line. Owen Beck, 2-time Team Canada World Junior player, won the gold last year, beating Czechia and Matthias Sapovali. But this year, Sapovali's Czechs had the last laugh with the last second goal. There's Beck, scores. That got through Costanzo, a power play goal. And it's 8-2. No word on Matthias Sapovali as he exited the ice on a stretcher. Medical staffs from both sides have taken a look at him. It's under their care now. We get an update for you. We'll pass it along. Noah Morneau is going to break in on the left side. Parekh keeps him wide. Morneau scored back in the first. Morneau turns away from the check of Parekh. Misa will come away with it. Michael Misa through center onto the wing for Josh Bloom, the veteran. And it's punched away by the Spitfires, waiting for its Morneau. He had to turn the other way, had no speed. Backhander goes just wide, now sends it back to the blue paint.
Nice job by Noah Morneau to stay with that puck. Almost had a goal there in that backhand attempt.
Where he was hustling to get out of the zone and get back into play, and as he was head down chugging up ice, puck came back to him, and he had to stop and go the other way quickly, and he was gassed, but you're right, yeah. Stayed with it enough, got a shot off. 11:40 to go. Centered, Beck off onto the wing, scoring is Hunter Haight to make it 9-3. Second goal of the period for the Spirit. I think they have.
But say the odds say no.
Greenwell's got a goal that happened in Kitchener, and he's only got one assist. So I'm guessing it didn't involve the two of them. But the seeds have been planted.
For a green goal.
For a green goal. Donovan behind the net.
Do we have a green energy night at all?
Oh, I'm sure it's got to happen now, right? Puck at the half wall, set in front, not much on it. That was Alex Stewart. He was looking for his first in the O. Misa, rink-wide pass, gains the line. Mesa goes to net, trailing's back. Give him another one. A 6-point night. Welcome to the Saginaw Spirit, Owen Beck. Well, the Saginaw Spirit just started wearing down the Spitfires. They can go 4 lines deep, and they just kept rolling. 4 goals in the second. They're up to 4 now here in the third, running away with an 11-3. Tough night for Max Donoso. First night, you got to take on the Memorial Cup bound Saginaw Spirit. He was pulled after 7 goals. Abraham, his pass goes banking off a leg. Parekh has got a hat trick in this one. Abraham from an angle almost snuck one upstairs past the ear of Oak. Jabril Toure can't do much with it. It's going to bounce back into the zone. Here's Walton, forced back by Christopoulos. Toure will sweep in, carry the puck up the left side. Gets that to the line, not much further. Greenwell back for Walton. Well, Spitfires will regroup. Couple days of practice. They'll take on Sudbury. Saginaw will head home tonight. They'll check on the health of Tanasapa Valley, who left here in the third on a stretcher. Wish him the best. Until they meet the next time, January 25th, the Saginaw Spirit will win their 4th out of 5 games against the Spitfires, and they'll win this one handily. An 11-3 victory for the Memorial Cup bound Saginaw Spirit.